Welcome to all. Let us continue with the next concept, that is nothing but Linux commands. Okay, this is the third unit, or the with respect to the syllabus, it is the last unit of your particular subject, but you have one more unit which is pending. Fine. So here you have to refer the Muhammad Ibrahim textbook for this particular unit. Okay, the name of the textbook is Linux a Practical Approach. Okay, fine. So the first thing is command format. So how exactly a command is available, and how exactly you can make use of the command, and why exactly you want commands, and how exactly your Linux operating system behaves when you go for the commands. It is not just for Linux. In Windows also you have some commands. In Mac also you have commands. So using the commands you can make your work easy. That is the main thing. Okay, now let us see how exactly a command format, what exactly the command format of any commands in Linux. Okay, a command is an instruction given to the shell. The kernel will obey that instruction. Linux provides several commands for its users to easily work with it. Okay, so this is the main thing. So commands are available for the users so that they can make use of that command for their work, which can be carried out easily. That is the main thing. Okay, you usually give the commands to the a particular shell in a terminal, or in command prompt you go for commands. Okay, the general format of a command is, so that is nothing but a command followed by its options or command arguments. Okay, you will be having some arguments, you can pass the arguments for a particular command, or there will be some options for each and every command. So based on the work you can make use of those options for a particular command. Next, command is normally entered in a line by typing the particular keyword. Okay, so keyword from the keyboard. Okay, it is a predefined keyword. Any command is nothing but it is a keyword. Okay, it will be predefined, and you are taking that particular keyword from keyboard. Okay, even though the terminal's line width is 80 characters, so that is the maximum possible line width of a particular terminal, the command length may exceed to 80 characters. Okay, so up to 80 you can actually go for. Fine. The command simply overflows to the next line if it is more than 80. If the command is more than 80, if the length of that particular command is more than 80 characters, then definitely the rest of the the commands, or length of the commands, or any characters which is beyond 80 characters will come to the next line. Through its it is still in a single logical line. Okay, so ultimately it considers it as a particular command even though you are going for second line. Fine. So this is the format of a particular command. So we will see how exactly you can make use of the command. So there are some important things you have to remember. The important Linux commands are grouped according to their functions and explained as follows. Okay, the first one is directory oriented command. So the commands which are available for mainly for directories. It may be creating the directories, or populating some files inside the directories, or deleting the directories. So mainly to deal with the directories you have some commands. Next, file oriented commands. So these commands are required for listing out the files, or seeing the contents of a particular file, or creating the file, or removing the file, or getting entire details of a particular file. Next, you can give some permission to a particular file. So you have n number of commands for file oriented things. Fine. Next, process oriented commands, communication oriented commands, and general purpose commands. So it may be with respect to process orientation, or it may be for communication or things, or general purpose commands. Okay, so it may be anything. Ultimately you will be having some commands for the particular work in a Linux environment. Next, you have pipes and filters. So these pipes and filters, we will deal with this concept in depth, because this is one of the important concept I can say. Then how exactly you can make use of pipes and filters, we will see in the practical thing only. So I will upload some video of a particular thing, or I can give some examples on these commands. Otherwise it will be very difficult for you to understand about mainly with respect to pipes and filters. Okay, so these are the some of the important things which you have to remember. Now we will see one by one. So the first thing is directory oriented command. So we will see what you mean by directory oriented command and how exactly you can make use of it. So I'm pretty sure that you know the concept of ls. Okay, maybe in the previous video or in the previous unit I have given a particular screenshot where you used ls command. Okay, ls are nothing but listing out all the available files and directories in a particular path. Okay, now see ls command. So this command is used to list content of the specified directory. General format is they have given some general format. You can see the second point, ls followed by some options. If you are willing to give some options to a particular command, then you can go for it. After that you can give the directory name where the option can be. So they have listed out some options for a ls command. Okay, you have option. So list all directory entries including the hidden file. So if you go for ls, a little bit space if you give, and after that hyphen a if you give like this, so you are going to list all the directory entries along with the hidden files. Next you have ls space hyphen l. If you give hyphen l, what happens? So list the files in a long format, and it includes the file names along with the file types. It will be having file permissions, it will be having number of links, it will be having next owner of that file or name of the name of the owner of that particular file will be available. Next file size of the file will be seen. Next file creation or modification time will be given. Next number of links for a file will be given. So whenever you go for ls command followed by hyphen l, so hyphen l is nothing but an option. Okay, so if you go for this particular command, what happens? You are going to get all these informations on the terminal. The number of links for a file refers more than one name for a file. Does not mean that there are more copies of that file. So if you are going for this particular thing, you are going to get the information about all the information about a particular file. So ls minus l option or ls space hyphen l option displays also the year only when the file was last modified more than a year back. So if you are going to list out all the files, if the file is not touched for a particular duration, then definitely it will list out the year wise also. So year information also will be displayed on the terminal. So then it can display the date without year. So if it is not beyond 1 year or if it is not more than 1 year, definitely it will list the date and time without the year. Fine. Next you have r. Okay, ls followed by hyphen r. So if you are going for ls followed by hyphen r, what happens? It lists the files in a reverse order. And you can go for t also, hyphen t, ls space hyphen t lists the files sorted by the last modification time. So you can go for capital R, recursively list all the files and subdirectories as well as the directories. If you are going for ls space hyphen capital R, if you are going to use small r, if you are going to give that, it will be in the reverse order. But if you are going for capital R, then it will list recursively, it will list all the subdirectories and directories. Next you have p. So ls space hyphen p. If you are going for ls space hyphen p, so you are going to put it puts a slash after each directory. So if you have so many directories inside a particular path or particular directory, then it will go for slashing. It will slash the it will put the slash after each and every directories. Next, if you are going for ls hyphen s, then you are going to display the number of storage blocks used by a file. So there is a possibility that a particular file is very large, and if you very large and it is taking more blocks or more storage blocks, then you can see how many storage blocks are or number of storage blocks used by a particular file can be seen using using the option yes. Okay, next you have x. Okay, ls hyphen x. If you are going for ls space hyphen x, then it will be listing contents by lines instead of columns in a sorted order. So if you're going for X option, so you are going to list the contents by the lines instead of going for the columns. Okay, next you have capital F. So if you are going to use the option capital F, then it will marks the executable files with the star. So if you can go for these many options using ls command. So ls commands are mainly used for, or it can be said as directory oriented commands. Why? Because using ls command you can work with these directory things. You can list out the things, you will get so many information about the files and folders which are available in a particular place using ls command. Okay, next you have some wildcard characters. Okay, wildcard characters means, so it may be star or question mark. So if you are going for star, then it represents any number of characters. If you are going for something like star, L star or C star, based on your requirement, if you are going for star, or if you are giving that asterisk symbol or character, then it will represent any number of characters. Next, if you are going for question mark, then it represents a single character. We will see, along with the example we will see, otherwise it will be difficult for you to understand what exactly I am trying to say here. Fine, for example, you can see ls space hyphen L followed by L star. Okay, now what is ls space hyphen L? So hyphen L will print all the information, isn't it? It may be file permission, modification time, file size. In the previous slide you have seen what is the use of L option. So same thing, you can see that particular screenshot here. Okay, so it is ls space hyphen L followed by L star. What happens? So if you are going for ls space hyphen L followed by L star, so you are going to display all the information of the files where the name starts from L, isn't it? So that is nothing but L star, isn't it? It is not for hyphen L. That see, you can see in the last column, you can see list open.sh shell script. Next, list.sh file. You have lost.sh file. Next, you have ls or L space.sh file. That these are the shell scripting files, isn't it? You have 4 shell scripting files here, because all the files are starting from the letter L. So that is the reason why all these files are listed out here. Why? Because you have gone for L star. That is nothing but any number of characters. So star represents any number of characters which is starting from character L or letter L or alphabet L. So that is the meaning. So you are going to see here, from the right hand side you can see hyphen RW hyphen RR. So these are the file permissions. We will see the file permissions in depth in the coming videos. Okay, next you have owner name, you have modification date, you have size of the file. So you have so many informations listed out here. So in the previous unit I have uploaded some videos where I have given the screenshot of a particular terminal, isn't it? You can go and you can refer those screenshots for this particular concept. Okay, so this is somewhat continuation itself, but you have some concepts in depth, because in the previous video on the previous unit I did not give so many options to you. I have just shown the commands, but here you have commands followed by options. Okay, in this unit you are going to learn this concept a little bit in depth. Okay, so you have now the example for question mark. So you can see the example here. So it is ls followed by L question mark st dot sh. So what happens here? So you can see the screenshot there. So ls followed by hyphen L and L question mark st dot sh. So the possible things are only 2 files where L is common, st dot sh is common, but in the question mark place you can either replace I or O, because question mark represents any one character, isn't it? So that is the reason why it has listed only 2 files with the name list.sh as well as lost.sh, where L is starting letter is L and you have st in both the files and .sh in both the files. But the difference is difference is I and O. That is nothing but a single character in each file. So it is used, that question mark is used for any single character. Okay, so that is the meaning. Next you have mkdir command. So mkdir command for making the directory, isn't it? So the mkdir command in Linux or Unix allows user to create or make new directories. mkdir stands for make directory. With the mkdir you can also set permissions, create multiple directories at once, and much more. So the syntax you can see, mkdir followed by option and followed by directory name, whatever the directory you want to create or whatever the folder you want to create using the command, you can give that name here followed by the options. So you can see the example there. So mkdir space Linux. What happens here, when you run this particular command, you are going to get the folder with the name Linux or directory with the name Linux. So that is the use of this particular command. Next, in last example, you can see mkdir followed by, in the flower brackets they have gone for test1, test2, test3. That is nothing but simultaneously you are creating 3 directories with the test1, test2 and test3. So this command, if you have Linux operating system, you can try to execute this command, you will see the actual thing. Okay, so mkdir followed by test1, test2 and test3, which is put inside the flower brackets. Okay, so these are the some of the commands which are available. So you have rest of the commands you will see in the next video. I'm going to upload a separate video for the rest of the commands. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can get back to me. But if you have Linux operating system in your system or in your home or in your PC, try to execute these commands. You will get the better idea of these commands. Okay, so let me wind up the video here. Yes, thanks for watching. If you have any doubt, you can get back to me. Okay, thank you.